me in prayer. God of new beginnings, grant that we may see possibilities through your eyes, not as times to be frightened, but as times to be embraced with curiosity. We know that you are with us and you will bless us. Let us believe that with our whole hearts. And may the words of my mouth and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable to you, our rock and our redeemer. Amen. One day, Jesus and his disciples were walking through Caesarea Philippi. It was a city with a history. It had been renamed many, many times. As each new Roman ruler came along, they changed the name of the city. One thing hadn't changed, though, and that was the amount of paganness in the city. The city was known as the place to worship the Greek god Pan. You've probably heard about Pan. He was a wild man of sorts. His worshippers followed him in small temples carved into the rocky hillsides. There was also a cave there called the Gate of Hell in that hillside. Jesus asked him, "Who do you think I am?" And Simon answered, "You are the Messiah. You are the one who has come to save us." This was a declaration of a new kingdom being born on earth. No longer would the poor city have its name changed to honor whoever was in charge. Now, with the Messiah on the earth, things were going to change dramatically. Not just a name change, but the entire cosmos is going to change. I shouldn't say it was just a name change. Our names are vastly important. Names hold power. Our names are a signifier of who we are. Our names reflect the dreams our parents had for us, or the dreams we had for ourselves when we changed our names. Names tell us which family we belong to. A person taking the name of their spouse is an example of this, leaving one name and joining the family of another name. There are new possibilities that come with new names. Jesus and Peter both received new names. Jesus was identified as the Messiah, and Simon was renamed Peter. There are new possibilities in new names. Possibilities are fragile things. We look out over a barren field and imagine a house that could be built there. Or we look at a blank canvas and imagine what could be painted there. Or we look at ourselves and wonder who we could be if we could just let ourselves change. But with all those possibilities, there are also risks. The barren field may not be the right place for the house. The builder may look at the drawings and say, "No, this just isn't right. The cost could become more than you can pay." And maybe after you do all that work, you'll look at it and be disappointed. The blank canvas holds so many possibilities. Sometimes just the vast number of possibilities is enough to create an artist's block, and the canvas will remain blank because there are too many possibilities. And those things we would like to change about ourselves, they might be the most difficult to believe are possible. Is it possible that I can do this really, really hard thing? Or should I just not try because there's no way it can be done? No way I can do it. It is more than a name change. Embracing the possibility is an act of faith. Faith made stronger through the desperate need of help, through radical acceptance of the idea that on our own we can do nothing. We need Jesus to guide us and support us and love us and forgive us in order for us to do anything worth doing. There, on a dusty road in a city dedicated to a shepherd God, the true shepherd is revealed. Simon says, "You are the Messiah." In that declaration, Simon Peter is announcing a new world. The Messiah is God's anointed one. The Messiah comes in the name of the Lord, overturning the power of the world. No longer do the gates of hell have power over us. Now the Messiah has set us free. I don't know how much of what I don't know how much Simon Peter understood about what he was saying. He was probably still hoping for Jesus to overthrow the government and take power in the way most people take power, through violence. The violence in this takeover was perpetrated by those who did not want a new way of living. They did not want to ponder the possibility of what could be. They only wanted to maintain the status quo, keep their power, maintain proper order. Jesus would remake the world and do so without violence. Even their violence could not stop what Jesus was here to do. And what about Simon's new name? Jesus said he was the rock on which the church would be built. I'm sure a fisherman following a homeless rabbi around the idea of being a rock of a new world was a little overwhelming. Like that butterfly beginning to unfurl its delicate wings, Peter had to walk slowly into his calling. It was a delicate walk. He did not always say or do the right thing, but he was open to new possibilities. He was able to catch a glimpse of another world, another way to be in the world, a way to follow Jesus even when it seemed like an impossible journey. Later in his career, Peter wrote the letter that we read earlier. He said, "Rid yourselves, therefore, of all malice and all guile, insincerity, evil, and all slander. Like newborn infants, long for the pure spiritual milk, so that by it you may grow into salvation, if indeed you have tasted that the Lord is good." Peter learned to embrace the possibility that God was doing something truly remarkable in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus. It wasn't just a little tweak in the normal order of things. Naming Jesus as the Messiah meant living into a world where we are rid of malice and guile, of insincerity, of evil, and of slander. We must accept the possibility that we can once again be like infants, longing for the spiritual milk of God, who whispers to us, "Go ahead, unfurl those fragile wings. Open them up and prepare for flight, because I, the Lord your God, will be the wind beneath your wings." Open those fragile wings and see the full glory of what God is doing in your life and in the lives of those you love. Open yourself to the myriad of possibilities. We are surrounded by so many possibilities. Some are fragile like the butterfly's wings, others are strong. All are available to us if we are brave enough to believe that God has more for us than we are currently experiencing. And it is for that we can say, "Thanks be to God."